What if I tell you that Stellantis, the company behind the iconic American brands like Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler, has completely lost its ability to produce quality vehicles? We've seen recalls, engine fires, class action lawsuits, and catastrophic engine failures across their lineup. But today, we're diving into an alarming new chapter where their incompetence is not only costing consumers, but is also jeopardizing public safety. From faulty police pursuit vehicles to widespread recalls affecting everyday drivers, Stellantis seems to be crumbling under the weight of its own bad decisions. Take the Merrillville, Indiana Police Department, where Chief Constantinos Nuez has openly criticized Stellantis for selling them a fleet of faulty Dodge Pursuit vehicles. These aren't just everyday cars. These are vehicles that the police rely on to protect the public. Get to defective oil coolers, the engines in these Durangos are failing, some with less than 15,000 miles on them. And the result? These vehicles are being sidelined for weeks, sometimes months, while the police department waits for Stellantis to fix the issue they haven't done since 2022. And when they finally got fed up with the endless delays, they were forced to sell some of these vehicles at a significant loss, leaving taxpayers to foot the bill. But here's the thing, this is not an isolated incident. This is part of a much larger pattern of negligence that's been plaguing Stellantis across its entire engine lineup. From catastrophic engine failures in police vehicles to engine fires in customer cars, Stellantis seems completely incapable of delivering a quality product that they once promised. My friends at Just Bolt-Ons and DragWheelsandWheels.com are your one-stop shop at getting the best possible prices online for your favorite aftermarket parts. Whether it's catch cans, exhaust systems, lightweight wheels, or sticky Mickeys, my friends have you covered. And with my special promo code BUTTER at checkout, you can save up to an additional 15% off on your next order. So check out my friends at Just Bolt-Ons and DragWheelsandWheels.com, where some of the best prices online just got a little bit better. Now let's start by digging into the situation in Merrillville, Indiana, where Chief Constantinos Nuez had no choice but to publicly criticize Stellantis for their failure to provide reliable police vehicles. The department had been relying on Ford police interceptors, but the supply chain issues during the pandemic forced them to look elsewhere. They turned to Dodge, thinking that the Durango Pursuit would be a suitable alternative. They were wrong. Within months of purchasing these Durangos, the vehicles started experiencing catastrophic engine failures due to faulty engine oil coolers. Now, we're not talking about high mileage vehicles here breaking down after years of service. These were brand new and some had less than 15,000 miles on them. Sold by over 36,000 friends and the 68% not yet subscribed. As a result, the department had to pull these vehicles out of service repeatedly, leaving the community that they serve vulnerable. The worst part is that Stellantis promised a fix back in May of this year, saying that they have a revised part ready in 2 weeks. Well, here we are, months have passed, and the department is still waiting for those repairs. The crazy part is that these Durangos started breaking down in 2022, and here it is about the end of 2024, and they still don't have a solution in over 2 years later. The Merrillville police had no choice but to sell these defective vehicles at a significant financial loss. Imagine being a taxpayer and in that town, knowing that your hard-earned money went to buy vehicles that couldn't even serve your basic purpose of getting police to you to protect you, or maybe your loved ones. And it's not just Merrillville. The Indiana State Police have reported similar issues. Since May of 2023, at least about 39 to 40 of their brand new Durangos has suffered the same defective oil cooler problem, sidelining them for an average of 4 to 8 weeks long. How are the police departments supposed to operate when their brand new vehicles are breaking down left and right? Stellantis, of course, issued a typical corporate statement downplaying the situation. They claimed the issue was difficult to detect and that the Durango Pursuit still meets federal safety standards. But here's the reality. When the police departments across the state are dealing with dozens of broken vehicles, it is clear that Stellantis is completely out of touch with the severity of the problem and with reality. Now, you might be thinking, well, those are just police vehicles, right? What about everyday drivers? We're not dealing with this kind of stuff, right? Are we? But let's talk about the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid and the Ram 1500, two popular vehicles that have been subject to some terrifying recalls in the recent months. In July 2024, Stellantis issued a recall of a 24,000 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid minivans due to fire risk. And we're not talking about fires caused by accidents or misuse. These fires were happening while the vehicles were just turned off and just parked. The root of the problem, a rare abnormality, they say, that's in the high voltage battery cells that could cause them to overheat and catch fire. Stellantis issued a statement advising owners to park their vehicles outside and away from any structures. Now, if you think about that for a second, the company is telling customers that their cars are so unsafe that they shouldn't even park them in their own garages or near any buildings. Stellantis claimed that they are working on a software update to detect the abnormality, but until then, the owners were advised not to charge their vehicles. Now, this has left thousands upon thousands of Pacifica hybrid minivans owners in limbo, unsure whether their vehicles were safe to even drive or even just park. Imagine, just buying a family minivan and then being told it can spontaneously combust in your own driveway. What's even crazier is that they applied a fix to these vehicles that still caught fire a year ago, and now they're attempting to fix some of these same vehicles for the second time. I mean, this is just clown world stuff we're talking about here, right? Then there's a Ram 1500. In September of 2024, Stellantis recalled over 1.2 million Ram 1500 trucks due to a critical failure in the electronic stability control system, which is a software that malfunctioned in the ABS module that would disable the entire ESC system, which is designed to help prevent accidents by keeping the vehicle stable when traction is lost. Without the ESC system, drivers are at a much higher risk of losing control of their vehicles, especially in poor driving conditions. And what was Stellantis' fix? A simple software update, but not one that can be done over the air. Owners have to bring their vehicles into the dealership, costing them time on their end, and in some cases, costing them money. Now, this is a huge safety issue that Stellantis should have caught long before these vehicles hit the road. Because as I showed you guys in other videos, that the UAW were telling these guys that they knew about these Ram trucks having brake failures, and Stellantis did nothing.
Then you teach me about something about we can build the truck right, but if some modules don't wake up, then the truck ain't gonna act right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the trucks don't act right in the end. Sometimes if you retest them, a failed truck, it'll pass. So some of this shit is just engineering. Yeah. And it's not the people. That was some of the issues with the brakes. You know what I'm saying? When this super module shit that they put in and trim, if it don't act right, it affects all the other modules that go in. And this new Stellantis system, whatever they call it, that they were telling us about, Atlantis or whatever this shit is. It's just everything it's a cause and effect for the truck not to properly work. And the most disheartening part to this was when we had the meeting with the vice president and plant manager and his superiors, that the SPW team said we had this exact problem at Warren Truck, and shame on y'all for not capturing the data and the know-how to fix. And then it was said that maybe we using the leftover parts from Warren Truck. Wow. Because we having the exact same problem that they had with the modules not waking up, with the trucks not starting, with the computers not responding.
And brake failures and all that.
I know somebody that actually had to take their brand new truck back to the plant after talking to the plant manager, and they had to put a flash drive in there
and reflash it.
And reflash the truck, a brand new truck. And they only did it because that person worked there.
Now, let's talk about the vehicle that was supposed to be Dodge's crowning achievement, the Dodge Demon 170. This high-performance, limited edition muscle car was marketed as the ultimate in speed and power, and the price tag matched that. But even this 100,000 plus car that some had to pay another $100,000 in markups was not immune to Stellantis' quality control issues. We've heard reports of Demon 170 owners who are experiencing engine breakdowns after just a few hundred miles, some with just less than 100 miles. You got misaligned components, faulty bearings, loose harmonic balancers that are causing engines to seize up, leaving owners with six-figure paperweights. One owner waited months for a replacement engine block after their Demon 170 broke down with less than 100 miles on the odometer. This isn't just frustrating, it is unacceptable. When you're shelling out over $100,000 for a high performance vehicle, and in some cases an extra $100,000 to pay the markup with the dealership gains, the last thing you expect is for it to break down before you even hit triple digits on the odometer. And yet, here we are talking about another major quality control failure from Stellantis. The problems at Stellantis aren't just limited to a few models or a few unlucky customers. This is company-wide crisis that has affected every part of their business. In fact, Stellantis has become so bogged down by quality issues and recalls that they are facing multiple class action lawsuits. Durango healthcare owners suing, D170 owners suing, you got shareholders suing. Stellantis cannot catch a break. This is poor leadership. We've already talked about the engine fires in the Pacifica, the faulty ESC system in the Ram 1500s, and what has Stellantis done to address these concerns? Nothing meaningful from what I can see, and instead, they spent more time and money fighting these lawsuits in court, coming up with all these goofy public statements, trying to dodge responsibility, pun intended, rather than just fixing the problem. Meanwhile, Stellantis is also dealing with internal turmoil. We've already talked about layoffs, plant closures, and executive departures, which is probably why they left in the first place. It seems like every week there's a new report of a key executive fleeing the company, leaving behind a sinking ship.
It's kind of ironic, really, that a brand that's known for making so much smoke is taking transparency so seriously to make sure everyone is taken care of. Now, if that wasn't enough, and you're really paying attention, and you're really quick with the math,
the once mighty Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep brands are being bogged down by Stellantis' inability to keep things under control. So where does Stellantis go from here? Can they turn things around? Are they doomed to continue down this path of incompetence and failure? Well, honestly, it's hard to say. Stellantis has promised to invest billions of dollars in electric vehicles and new technologies, but if they can't even get the basics right, like making sure their vehicles don't catch fire or suffer catastrophic engine failures, how can we trust them to lead the charge into a future of automotive innovation with electric vehicles? The problems we are seeing today aren't just minor hiccups, they are systematic issues. Stellantis has a serious quality control problem, and until they acknowledge it and they start making real changes, these issues are only going to get worse. And in the meantime, consumers, police departments, and even taxpayers are left holding the bag, dealing with the fallout of Stellantis' inability to produce reliable, safe vehicles. So the takeaway from here, Stellantis is a company in crisis. From police pursuit vehicles breaking down to engine fires in consumer minivans, the automaker has proven time and time again they cannot produce quality vehicles, no matter what plant makes it. Recalls, lawsuits, consumer complaints are just piling up, and Stellantis seems more focused on fighting these issues in court than actually fixing the problems. Whether you're a police department trying to protect your community, a parent trying to keep your family safe, or a car enthusiast who's shelling out big bucks for high performance vehicles, Stellantis has let you down. And unless they make serious changes soon, it's hard to see how they will recover. But let me know what you guys think. Is Stellantis capable of turning this around, or they are just too far gone? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. And until the next time, I'm out.
that seventh car right there under the wraps, that car is destined for SEMA this year, and it is destined for the history books. If you doubt me, check the license plate, because I can guarantee you that's the clue. And if that's not enough proof that we've got our ear to the asphalt, remember, it's only Monday, and we're just getting started. I hope you enjoyed the whole shot, and hope to see you all tomorrow, whether it's here in person or on the live stream, because tomorrow we're going to flip the page